sunshine, and this is the playground experience, the Sandbox Q&A. We have our own here, Hawaiian goddess, live from the beach, giving us her own golden lifestyles of the rich and famous. We're going to claim it for you. And then we have our own also Kathy D here, the Jedi mind trickster, here to help us to get that mind right. All right, today's topic is we're continuing from Wednesday, which was the topic of communication and understanding how we covered a lot, like a lot of different ways in which you can communicate. We did the 5 languages of love. We did communicating telepathically with the other person. And then we talked about this, either communicating in 5D, this in the 3D, talking to each other, how important it is that we created this new age and new world dynamic that's going on. Is there anything maybe you all slept on that we did not cover, or you said we need to come back and circle back and revisit again on this time for the Q&A? Hey, Vanessa. Hey, Jupiter 1111. Hey, Kathy D. That's you. That's right.
And can you field any questions? Because I can't look up at the same time like I normally do. I'm actually in a big live sandbox. One of the things
rub it in, don't you? Just rub it in. Okay.
I will rub the lotion on its skin. No, that's creepy. Anyway, we're not going there. We're enjoying this blue water. We're allowing these negative ions to come over here and cleanse. And so I'm sending that to y'all. Negative ions we got there, cleansing our space in our center. So one of the things, I don't know if we really talked about the communication of the body and what the body is telling us.
No.
And then, when fear comes up, right? Because we didn't really attach it. There's so much newness that there's a lot of fear associated with a lot of the spiritual experience. And the research that I've done on the brain, because I was trying to do this, I had this whole fear of dying. Like if I do something big, somebody's going to try to kill me, that kind of stuff. And why those centers of the brain. So maybe Kathy D can do a little bit more about that in a minute. But what I had read was that the part of the brain that has excitement and gets excited about things is the same part of the brain that can also be like kind of fear and trepidation. Like you just have to be able to differentiate the difference. Like fear is important because we used it for survival, right? And you need to know when like you're in a sketchy area and I don't need to be in this space, or that person doesn't need to be near me. But there's also I just woke up in fear because I'm so excited about the next stage. I don't know what's going to happen next, but I still get to allow it in and allow this new space. So can we talk about like kind of that kind of communication?
Mm-hmm.
You talking about the reptilian brain? Is that part the reptilian brain? That's the one to fight and flight, right? I don't know. I'm not the Jedi mind trickster.
Well, yeah. I mean that's part of our fight and flight. But when talking about the like fear and how it affects our body, I mean it affects it in so many different ways. I mean we know that stress itself can cause heart disease and high blood pressure, and it can go from gout to you name it. It's just whatever your body's the most susceptible to, wherever you're the weakest to. I've done a lot of work looking at where the liver is affected, and that's suppressing anger. So the main thing when we're communicating, that's why communication is so important, because we can't suppress these emotions, because then they become physical ailments. And April has talked about that so many times.
Yes.
And as we are going through this and we're seeing the newness in picking up so many things and how things are coming in and stuff, we have to be able to differentiate between fear of, say, driving through Miami at 2:00 in the morning in a convertible with the top down by yourself, and, the fear, but the giddy anticipation, kind of that butterfly feeling of new things coming. And so and that's where we've really got to tune in and communicate with our body and know where you feel that. A lot of times in some people, when you get fear like that, somewhere you shouldn't be, usually your body gets tight. You stiffen up. And when it's that giddy anticipation, it's usually right in the gut. But a lot of that is, subjective to each person. So we have to be able to, ask ourselves these questions. What am I feeling? Why am I feeling this? Is it mine? And that's, we've got to go through those questions, and especially really and truly start with, what am I feeling and is it mine? Like, if you haven't started asking those questions when you're getting these, like, all of a sudden, like a wave of panic, then you have to ask that, because you could be like, I'm sitting here having my coffee, like if you had a view like April's, and all of a sudden panic hits you. Unless something horrible you were watching, you shouldn't have that. And, then you have to kind of go and figure out what's going on.
Yeah, that's what makes it very unique for us as twin flames. I always think about Patricia McNeely always saying, you have to remember, it's not just your body. You're really a body for two, like a bicycle built for two. So you have more than just you that you have to operate, as far as you being like a tune fork. You have to kind of know, is this really mine? That's why it's very important for you to really be in tune with your body, so you can resonate and know the difference between, is that my twin I'm feeling, or if it's mine,
Mm-hmm.
as well. Because as an empath, you really use your body just like the water. I guess you know what, we're 75% water. So that helps us to really be able to use that water that's within us, to be able to use it as a way of being able to feel the vibrations of what's going on. Not even for our twins, but even other people. And I know as empaths, we have to be very watch it, because we're very susceptible to other people's feelings, and also what they're communicating and what they're not communicating. Why? And I guess that's also, I think about your kids, Kathy, where they were saying, you have to shield yourself, especially when you go into those big places like that,
Mm-hmm.
because even if they're not communicating it, like last time she was saying, she was going walking through the place, and she could see something about the vibe or some of the energy that she was getting. The lady hadn't even said nothing. She snatched up a little sister and said, "Don't go over there." She's like, "Why?" She's like, "Whatever it is, that energy, they was communicating without them even communicating it." Just
Mm-hmm.
to that. So that's another way that we have to, as empaths, we go another level. Not even just the body, is to me the energy speaks to us too, and that's another way of looking at it as well too.
And if you're a clear channel, or channel 4 like you do for the DMs, and so then you get a collective message in, and then you've got to, because I know our roving reporter on the street, she gets them, and she has to then say, is it me?
Right.
Is it my DM? Is it the collective? Or is it someone else? And so you've got to kind of go through those and see who is what. And some of them, sometimes it can be her DM and the collective. Sometimes it's just the collective. Sometimes it's just her DM. Sometimes it's just random. So we really have to be in tune with our bodies, especially now more than ever. And there's a wonderful thing I was talking, and I were talking the other day, talking about feelings and stuff. So many people, she was telling me, on social media and stuff, like young kids, are starting to pick up on this stuff with the vibes and the auras, and learning to use the words in the right way. She
Mm-hmm.
goes, I haven't been brave enough to say, hey, can you see them? She said, but they're using them, and they're using them right, and it's becoming like an everyday language, talking
Mm-hmm.
about grounding and Gaia, and these kind of things. So we're really starting to see it with the teenagers.
Yeah, yeah. They use it in a way that's kind of, I guess it's chic, it's fun. I don't know what the hip or whatever kind of way they say it of this trending. But it's not like it's out of the norm. It's like it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
fit in vernacular that they're actually using. It goes right into that, because that's just really the push and the area that we want these new wave children that are coming in, for them to be really super sensitive, because they're going to need that to be able to read other people,
Mm-hmm.
especially if they're becoming leaders. I have to think about the leader we got now, but anyway, with him, and you will be able to sense and say, okay, well, maybe I need to present it a different way, or I don't think that's good for the masses, what I'm deciding. I can kind of feel and gauge the temperature of the room.
Mm-hmm.
That's all needed in order for you into leadership as well, to use those skills. It's not just only for yourself, but you learn how to use that also and for a community. And that's much needed talent and skill that we're going to need moving forward into the future as well. I want also, last time we didn't have too many questions, but do please leave any kind of questions that you want to do to leave in the comments as well. Remember, this is also participatory. That means you also participate. We're not just going to talk it up all night today and communicate. We want you to too also practice your communication too. So if you got any questions for us too, please shoot them in the comments section as well.
Uh,
Yeah,
Jupiter's got a great comment, and she said she's been watching Hannibal
I
and
see.
understands, and that's really it's so very true when you watch that, and anything really you watch and you just ask for guidance with it, you'll usually get something.
I had on that one. Yeah. Okay. So what is the Hannibal? I haven't watched that. I'm not familiarized with that. What is that? Is that off the Hannibal Lecter? Is that
I
the one?
bel I think that's the one. Are we right, Jupiter? Is that the one off of the Hannibal Lecter?
Yeah, you really was a reader of something. They just come there to the daggone jail cell. You've been like, I smell fear.
Yeah, no, I'll pass on that one.
Already. Oh, that was so yeah. So she said
It's a show on Netflix.
oh, it was
Okay.
on there. Now it's on TV. Oh, okay. All right then. So also, is there anything else to review, even as far as like communication and with the mind as well? Is there um anything else that we had not covered as well that you felt that we need to or go back over again for that?
Just really, really be mindful, and we say it all the time, but it's worth repeating. We really, really have to be mindful on how we talk to ourselves.
True. You're right.
And we've talked about the scum at the bottom of the coffee pot, and if you haven't had that stuff start flaking up, it's coming, and it is brutal. And you've got to really dig deep to get that stuff, but you've got to communicate, because this is stuff you've tried to clear up, or you thought you've gotten cleared up. It's that last little bit of residue. It's that real stubborn, what is it, baked on, caked on, they use on the dishwasher detergent commercials.
Mm-hmm.
And but that's where your voice to yourself is so important, because you have to be able to tell yourself, that's not my story anymore. That's not me. And then when you start having questions about things going on just in general in your life, or about your DM, you have to remind yourself, he is me and I am him. And we are together. And so the things you're questioning, 9 times out of 10, he's questioning. And if you'll listen, you'll hear him question them. And so we have to pay attention to how we talk to ourselves, or we are going to go back into that circle of abandonment, of rejection, of um, negativity or fear or whatever it is. And it's as simple as saying, that's not my story anymore. That's not me. I've grown. That is not me anymore. If it's something that happened when you were younger, I'm not that little kid. If it's something that happened recently and you've just put up boundaries, and say, that's not me. I put up my boundaries. I won't put up with that anymore. And you have to remind yourself, you have to set those boundaries with yourself too. And that's so important right now.
Right. And then even in the reverse, remember that sometimes when you're talking about your DM, you're talking about yourself too as well. So, you have to
Mm-hmm.
watch the dialogue that you're having about them as well. It's so easy for us to kind of just take it and just kind of throw it over there and say, oh, that's him. That's why I was teasing the sunshine circle. I say we always have a tendency, okay, that's him. That ain't me. I'm picking up something. That bad stuff is him. That's not me. It's him. So, you have to talk to yourself and say, okay, now let me really take true ownership. Who is it? Does it really belong to? As well. And another thing that comes to me too, understanding even when you're talking and communicating to your DM, even those of you all that are in communication with them, you have to learn how to also hold on. I'm trying to do two things. You have to also remember. Got you. You have to also remember. I see 1441. Okay, I got you. You have to also remember sometimes you don't communicate at all. I've learned that now in dealing with my DM when we talk sometimes. Sometimes we don't even say anything. I mean, you say, hey, how you doing? But and then it's just like this long pause. Now, before when it started, it used to bother me. It's like, okay, now why are you wasting my time? I listen to air. What is, this is a waste of time. And I've heard a lot of others say the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's a common thing. Is because you feel so comfortable. You're communicating even in that silence to each other. The higher selves are having to communicate. So now when I talk to him, I just go ahead and I just go ahead and let him go silent, and then I go silent, and I do what I'm doing. And he's like, "What you say?" And sometimes I ain't even said nothing. I'm like, I'm saying to my mind, and he didn't tap into say, "What you just say?" I said, "I was talking to myself. You heard what I said? Okay, whatever." So anyway, and so we communicate that way. So a lot of times when you do talk to your DMs and they're not saying anything, sometimes even in that silence you communicate. So learn how to become comfortable even in that too as well, because you are communicating. You just can't hear it, almost like a dog whistle. You can't hear it, but they're communicating back and forth. So that's another thing for you to also keep into your thing about communication. I see Jupiter 1111 has a question. Was she had another question before that? What's the other one?
No, that looks like it's just kind of a statement.
Oh, it's a statement.
Yeah,
Okay.
and she's just saying that she thinks another one is listening to our bodies on spiritual matters.
Right. Yeah. 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 Your body. Yeah. It will tell you. I always think about when I went to the lady from past lives, and she always told me, and I love that saying, and I use that quite often. How she said that your body is keeping score, even when you don't think. You're like, I'm okay, but your body still resonates and keeps up with stuff that's happening. Because that's the same thing. Like with my mom, we were putting up some of my dad's stuff, and I thought she was okay with it, and she's like, I'm fine. And then the next minute she had upset stomach. And I was like, okay, your mouth said one thing, but your system said it wasn't able to stomach what you just did and process. So a lot of times, that will happen, that you feel like you're okay, but your body will tell on you. And that's something that you have to sit there and Google search and see, okay, well, why my stomach upset? It's something I'm not digesting. It's something I'm not taking in, something I'm not processing and understanding. And so that's why that happened. I'm not understanding, why am I doing this, putting up his clothes? Where is he? And you have that process
Mhm.
too as well. So it really, out of anything, you can't, the body doesn't lie. It just
Mhm.
doesn't. I
All
mean,
right,
it's going to tell you.
Absolutely. So
I
one of
found
the what they
Jupiter's
call it.
question too.
Okay, thank you.
It's seven
Uh-huh,
twenty-four. Go ahead, April.
uh, go ahead, April.
So there's something called somatic, right? You guys have heard of somatic knowledge or somatic learning and
Mm-hmm.
understanding. It's how the body processes information. So when you look at what happens to the natural reactions of a child, right? When they experience something that they don't exactly like, they'll cry, they'll go through the process that maybe their body will shake or whatever. That's their body integrating it. Like we've talked on several of these shows about what it looks like, the dynamics of the energetic field, right? It's a big torus or a big donut, right? So it processes through our body, through our core. Sorry, this got literally got stuck on my boob, and I'm gonna knock my phone down. Anyway, so somatic learning, yes, that's right. Processing through the body. So as we allow the emotions to come through, they allow our body to fully integrate the experience, and then when it comes out, then we're allowed to finish our tantrum and our body relaxes, and it allows for new energy to come in its place. So when we hold the information or we hold a reaction, especially for several years throughout our childhood when we're told to suck it up or don't cry or all of these things, our body now has this stuck energy. So earlier, before I got cut off, Kylie D was talking about how your body will tense up. You'll get that in your body will tense up when you have certain types of feelings because you have trained your body instead of just allowing it to process through.
Mm-hmm.
You withhold it, which makes it a faster momentum, which gives you a quicker trigger. So you're wondering why certain people trigger you more than others, or certain places, or conversations, or smells, or things like that. It's because you weren't fully allowed at the time when the trauma or traumatic experience happened to really allow it to go through the body and then shift form. And so a lot of us are finding ourselves trying new things, having more time to listen to our bodies, to stretch, to do all these beautiful, beautiful exercises. And we're now getting out of, or at least I am encouraging people to shift out of the traditional 3D thinking, like, oh, it's all just XYZ and I'll take a pill and it'll all be okay. And it's like, no, that pill, your body is communicating with you, it's telling you something. And we're evolving it so that we're no longer filled with dis-ease, but we're entering into a new space of allowance, of surrender, of transference, transmutation. Our bodies are doing this naturally,
Mm-hmm.
so we are, we facilitate the process. And I highly suggest getting in the new round of sunshine circles if you can, or whatever platform suits your needs to get your ability to communicate with yourself out and through you. And that's, go back through uh, some of these playgrounds. We have a lot of different exercises for you to do to step forward. In fact, I might marathon. Like, go ahead. A lot of them are timestamps. Go through and just see what happens with your body as you start to alchemize. Because things, even though your heart is opening, let's say you're doing a heart opening exercise, you might feel some stuff in your legs. You might feel some stuff in your third eye or your crown. And all of these things are processing from several different points in your lifetime, maybe points in your twin's life. And now, to a certain extent, depending on your belief system, there's stuff from past lives, there's stuff from other planets. All this stuff is not linear. Time is not linear, space is not linear. We are experiencing more than we've ever experienced. So enjoying that communication with the body and really learning how to do that dance or that alchemy.
Okay. Did we answer the first one? I see her other one. I'm trying to watch and listen at the same time. My mind, it don't work like that. Yes, it does work like that, but just sometimes I have to train it. But anyway, so is this the question?
Sometimes the squirrel
Okay,
runs off on the
yes.
playground.
Yeah, there you go.
So, okay. Can you talk more about listening to your body in regards to health? Alrighty. So, there's different layers of listening to the body. Okay. My first advice is be present. Girl, I want to jump out of this. I don't want to do this. I'm used to just da da da, right? So take a deep breath, listen to the body. And once let's say you have a chronic illness or some kind of disease, it's more like a prayer to release and a surrender um, to that knowledge, right? So your mind can grasp onto it, but then also saying, but I know that there's more. So what is spirit allowing me to learn through this experience? What am I learning? And is it generational that it's passing down? Let's say you have, uh, we also learned today, we talked about resonating with foods and different things like that. And we do a lot of things out of habit. We do a lot of things out of comfort. And stepping into the new paradigm of health is interesting because a lot of us haven't felt our body at its utmost health. We've been bogged down with dealing with the karma and all that stuff from our family, be it bottling in stress or denying emotions and things like that. So, as you're going through your experience, let's say, and you're about to take you've taken you're checked out your sugars or something like that, or you're now reprogramming yourself to eat differently. You want to, one, check your resonance with the food. Two, check in with your body and see what it's been telling you, right? Because if it's been telling you you need comfort food, you're actually usually typically you're hiding emotions, right? Or you're running from an emotion that you need to process. And so you're trying to chew it down. I know I like to chew it down. Let's not lie. I got all the curves and all the extra from the. Anyway, we're not going to get into that. But, um, oh, let that out of your. It's a potato. What's wrong? You don't want? My son is spitting fries out all over the place. I thought he ate dirt. He's eating a purple Okinawan sweet potato fry.
Ooh.
Oh,
So his comfort food is a different level of comfort, um, because I've provided him with a clean thing. He doesn't crave blood because a lot of us crave blood. I mean, in terms of animal products and things like that. I know that sounds dark, but it is, to be honest with you. Then, two, you want to then step into like it's it's a flow of balancing your emotions, balancing your physicality, and seeing when you're actually hungry or thirsty. You can take a moment where you do like a, let's say, I mean, if you're hypoglycemic, check it, but a 12 to an 18-hour fast to see what your body does and what you're craving, and make notes, because these cravings will tell you what it is that your body's actually searching for. And things, there's some charts out there, like if you're craving salt, if you're craving fat, if you're craving protein, all of that stuff. And then, a lot of people are doing interesting diets, right? You've got like keto, you've got paleo,
Right.
you've got like all kinds of things. And so it's kind of be a checks and balances, because we're all kind of overloaded in terms of all the information that's coming in, um, for health and wellness, and all this stuff is changing. Like, I don't know if you remember the time when they said butter was bad, get margarine, right? And then they're like, oh, margarine actually turns out to be much worse for you, so
There
get butter again. And then it's like, oh well, it's the hydrogenated fats and the animal protein. So now get to the fake butters, and it's really funny. It's really funny to do to kind of tune out what society's saying and tune in to your body. And it's kind of like a fluctuation, but you're going to get the hang of it. Just take it step by step. Tend to not overload and do simple changes and see how your body reacts and how you listen to it. Does it bring up memories? Does it allow you to create something new? And then I would do the reward system with my body and the care system with my body. Um, the reward system is, okay, I've eaten like this for so many days. I'm going to let myself be happy. Or I will say, well, I'm going to make ice cream. Because I'm lactose intolerant, so I actually like make like banana ice cream or avocado ice cream or different things like that that are fun. And I think of eating as an art form and a reward. And to be honest with to be honest with the live sandbox, my very first orgasm was from a mango. So I have a whole type of different relationship with food than most people.
That'll be for the Sandbox after
It's
dark. But
Freaky Friday condenses.
Sometimes you can have
Anyway,
those and it
go
can
night
make the
swimming.
eyes roll back. That is true. Sometimes that has happened. I'm on the other side of
How
the
do you?
fried chicken. We'll do that every time. Well, no honey smothered on it. That give me every time.
I'm
Yeah.
April. I have a
All right, I
question
like
for
that.
you.
I like that.
Um,
Oh.
oh, all right, April. As we're doing this, because I saw Jupiter mention it too, and my body just naturally has taken off into a fast. Like I don't want to eat. And if I do eat, it's like once a day, and I have a really it's a strange, bitter, sour taste in my mouth. I'm just craving water. I don't want anything else. And I know that I have just had, one of the a major trigger, and not even a trigger. It was a flipping tower. Um, so what can I eat? Because I know that's not healthy, not to put some kind of nutrients in your body. But I mean, so what do I need to do with that, or do I just have to just kind of follow what my body wants?
As we're healing, we need a lot more nutrients than we think we do.
I need shrimp and stomach. I just heard. I don't know.
Shrimp. I'm sorry.
I'm like,
Shrimp. Can you hear me now?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
What you doing?
So our bodies are going through a lot of changes. And the summertime is one of those times where our body needs to do more cooling off and relaxing than it does need to do processing. So we eat less.
Right.
Now, the beautiful thing about fasting is it actually kicks up your immune system. I'm not talking about starving yourself. I'm
Mm-mm.
talking about fasting. It kicks up your immune system and it starts to allow the body to check in with itself a lot more. So you want to take it easier on yourself. I know you're doing a lot. So because you're doing a lot, I would do a whole food supplement. There's a lot of shrimp and stomach. That's so funny. There's a lot of nutrient companies and stuff like that. I actually work with one of them. Um, but to do a whole food supplementation. And then you want to make sure that you're getting a little bit of not necessarily pure salt, but something that allows your body to hold the moisture, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're drinking just straight water, you're gonna still feel dehydrated if you don't have the ions to keep the moisture in your body,
Yeah, and I take a
right?
blood pressure pill too, so then that gets rid of it on top of that. So,
Yeah, so you're gonna need to make sure that you've got something with your water, maybe even lemon, because
hmm
that has some stuff in it that will help you at least retain the water, but you'll still flush out the toxins. Your body does kick in detox mode when you do fast, and so you do want to be aware though that as your body starts to detox, all the toxins come out, so it can feel like sickness.
hmm
Also, I think, are you still doing Gerson?
somewhat. I'm kind of still kind of. I've added some more like whole food to it, so I'm not
Mm-hmm.
always juicing. But
Uh huh.
as I started this fast, as it started to begin, my body just kind of shutting down on it. Me not doing it on purpose. It was just I just didn't want to eat. I noticed my face was starting to break out, but not in bad like teenage acne. No offense to teenagers, but like the little whiteheads. And I was getting, so it was that I saw it already starting to pull out.
Mm-hmm.
I would do my best to either do a whole food supplement where you're getting a full base nutrition, just because your body needs the nutrients. I know a little bit more about Kathy D than what's going on in our show, but you want to make sure, everyone, you want to make sure that you've got the nutrients, and that's what the juice does. It was a condensed nutrient for you, and so if you're no
hmm
longer doing the condensed nutrients, because it's alive too, and you're getting the oxygen in your body.
Well, I'm
Um,
still doing that, just not as often because there for a while I was doing it like all 3 meals.
oh yeah, and the traditional Gerson is like 12 juices, 10 to 12 juices a day. So it's like hardcore how much you're
hmm
getting, but it's supporting your body, one, with all the nutrients that it needs, and then two, um, with all the stuff to support the liver, so the liver can continue to detoxify the body. Um, so, did I answer your question?
Yes.
Okay.
Speaking of questions, that's a nice segue into the next thing there. Playground. How can you tell if you're ascending? I'm feeling kind of something about myself right now. I'm feeling myself, no I'm playing. And then I can't get it. I can't get it about what's going on and what's different. So what is what is it? She wants to know, can you tell her about ascension? I could have sworn we
Who
didn't
wants
cover.
to go first? I think Kathy D should do this
Yeah,
because I feel
I
like she's
mind
had the
this.
quickest, fastest turnaround I've ever seen. She went from in denial to like, all right, y'all, I'm full on channeling, and here are the children hovering 3 feet above the ground. I'm gonna go walk on some water right quick because I'm in ascension. All right.
There you go. Take it away.
Um, I think ascension it is a bit of an individual process. I think there are some of the signs and the symptoms that we see. Like mine happened to be my hands and my feet, and the hot flashes, and the headache, and some of the simple things, and some of the other things. And it's really when you're talking about, you have to listen to your body, and you have to ask. You know, look, it wasn't printed in the Bible, ask and ye shall receive for no reason. It wasn't just a place marker, or they had nothing else better to do with those letters. It really means it. You have to ask what it is about. Is there something else my body's telling me, or am I going through ascension? Usually with that, it involves your ears. I know for me it did. My ears felt like I was underwater. It even at times, the three of us would be talking or even texting, and it would just feel like something's just draining out of my ears, and I would feel it, and there was nothing, but it was just my ear gates opening and allowing that information in. So I guess that's kind of my explanation of ascension. You'll notice it in your mind frame though. You'll The way you look at things are so different. You'll start to understand that you just know that you know that you know. And it's not as much of a what does this mean? What does that mean?
Okay.
You get to the point where you stop asking for the signs, not because you don't need them, it's because they're making them so clear to you and you're so clear with them. Next.
For my response to are you ascending? Yes. We're all ascending. If you're here right now, odds are pretty good. You're ahead of the game for most people going through ascension right now. We're all kind of relearning the body, we're relearning the mind. Um, you have full on conversations with yourself that happen in a different way, and the ego quiets down or gets loud, and then you shut it down, in a sense that you're progressing. Because I know that you're in twin flame journey, right? Because it'll be different. If you're not twin flame journey, it tends to not be as intense, to be honest. You might have some serious stuff depending on your family line and what your kuleana or your responsibility or your what your mission is. But ultimately, you are ascending. You are ascending. Now what? The title of the book. Um,
Go right, April.
all right, I'm gonna go to the ocean. I'm gonna write it in there. Have her send me a copywriter. Um, I did have a lot of the ear stuff, a lot of the hand stuff, a lot of body aches, a lot of things that don't seem to be corrected using modern medicine or medical kind of persist. Or you'll go and check stuff out and nothing's actually wrong with you. And you'll find that it's actually ascension stuff. As you start to peel back the layers and the healing that you're doing within your own self, um, you will discover that your elements have changed or they've released or different things like this. So, this is one way to tell that you are, in fact, ascending. But our entire planet is ascending. So, odds are pretty good you are, but you're ahead of the game and you're there to flagship for a few people that are coming after you, if that makes any sense.
No, that makes a lot of sense. Like you say, everybody's ascending. Even my dog ascends. I mean, she goes to her ascension thing. She's very highly involved. She's like a mama. But my thing is that we all
My
we
One of my
animals too.
besties.
Say it again, April. What's the,
I was just confirming the dog thing. I'm pretty sure I met a dog that I knew that was a person in a former life. Hi, Sasha. That's her name. Sasha. Hey, Sasha. Hey,
yeah,
Sachi. That's
yeah.
what I call her. But that dog is human as I don't know what. Answering questions, got all kinds of funny attitude, but in the cutest way, right?
Right. Yep.
So
That's
yes, ascension is happening to us all. Even the food, the vibration of the food you can feel. So if
true.
someone has a stank attitude when they're cooking, you can feel it in their food versus when they're just being or allowing and full of why grandma's food always tastes better is because she spent so much time loving the whole family. And if your grandma's food didn't taste good, I'm sure you knew somebody's grandma's food who did. So
Right. That is true. That's why they call it soul food because you put all that loving into it as well. So yeah, so everybody's ascending. We did go. I have grouped all of the playground experience. All of our videos all into one playlist on Divine Unisouls, and I know for sure that we did a one on Ascension. We talked about it on Wednesday, and then we also did a Q&A on it also as well. So you can look at that one in the playlist as well, and so you can be able to look up and see where we go more at length about what ascension is, because ascension is going on all of the time. It doesn't matter. And then again, you have to deal with your ascension, and you have to deal with your twins' ascension too, as well. And that comes interesting how it comes out on the other end as far as what's going on with them when they're ascending, as well. Uh, yeah, that's all right. That's all right. You go to the playlist and we have all that stuff in there, because I looked at. I remember, because I remember pulling it up and doing a slideshow about all. They had like 21 different signs of ascension, and then Kathy D had one too. She had found out, and we had linked that in there as well. So yeah, especially these times that what we're doing. It's just needed. We got to always upgrade. We're just like cars, cars upgrade. It started one way at the beginning, and it find its way. It looks way different than the ones in the 1920s and the ones that look now. So you have to always do. What are you doing? You see, talking about ascending. Now she's putting her paw in the water, trying to get some dirt out of the daggone pan. Sometimes you talk about talk about acting human like. I don't know what it is. Until I get back here, she's
She
interrupting.
gets
It's like
thirsty.
she gets thirsty for no reason. You ain't gonna let me pick her up so you can see her. But yeah, so we all are ascending. Is there any more other questions? Internal.
Van-
Some says she get internal fever.
right.
Uh,
And Vanessa asked one, is there a feeling or mood you have before union arrives or near? I'll let you know as soon as it happens.
From what I've read, let me get her off of here. My thing is saying you're happy and you don't know why. You're happy and you're sure it's clap your hands. You're happy. That's what I've read. They said it's like an unexplained, like like ooh, like I don't know why I feel like happy or something like that. Now, and I've read that is one of
Now, that can be union with self too, because we've all gone
the
through that.
right,
And then when we have the merging of our 5D selves,
right,
we've had that twice. We've done that when we merged with ourselves, and then when we did the soul merge.
right.
So I would figure for 3D it would probably be the same way, but yeah.
Probably, probably so. Like something's good on him, but she laughing at me. Yeah, it's like something's happening. I don't know what it is, but I just know it's just something. So that's what I've heard like that. I don't know what other kind of I don't know. Yeah, she said Jupiter 11 said I yes I had that before a major breakthrough. Yeah, that I've read a couple of times. They got a whole bunch of stuff on sites. I don't know what if that's true. Like this, is how you know union is near. These are the four signs you're going to be in union soon. So it's probably different for everybody. Yeah, like I was saying, inner knowing with the absence of doubt. It's a it's a peace
Hmm.
that's like passes without understanding, just like in a biblical sense, and it's just like, and it's like this void, like untouchable. It's almost like Neo in the Matrix. Like, shh, I'm just fighting. No, it's nothing. I'm just doing things, and it's just not like I'm doing it on purpose. That's to me like union with self. It's just all coming together. I don't have to work. It's just effortlessly. Pop, 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 pop. What I'm doing. That's another way of doing union too.
Yes,
Yes, April.
it's effortless.
Okay, whatever you're doing, stop it.
I just am I close to union? Am I getting in union?
Okay, there you go. I heard
Okay,
that
how
part.
about now?
Part
Better?
right
Yeah.
there.
Can you hear me yet?
Yeah, I can
Yep.
hear you now.
Okay, so you're not when you get into when you're getting close to union, you're not caring about union.
Right.
To be honest, you're not overly preoccupied with am I going to get with this person. You're not super focused on that, so it's not messing with your actions. You are and you are in I would say union itself. Like okay, for those of you who have met your divine masculine, space with your divine masculine, you typically are just enjoying them. Am I correct?
That's correct, mundo.
But as soon as you have the thought of, am I going to lose this? Is this going to separate? Then things start to kind of unravel.
True.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're just in the moment, it's what we talked
Oh man, come on, y'all. Y'all got to cut that out.
about it in one of our first couple videos when we talked about this in one of our first couple videos. We said, you know, you the feeling with them is timeless, but then also too short. They
She give him the secret. She give him the secret. How I know? Because they have blocked it out. She told us X, Y, Z. How you do
Mm-hmm.
it. You see how they did that? They like they ain't ready for it. Edit out. The FCC edited out. No, they ain't ready for it. Y'all was not ready for it. That's all right. Y'all was not ready for it. That's what it went down with. But yeah, that was union. You heard it. That's what she said. But it is, it's that you don't think about it. I forgot about that. That is true. You don't
Mm-hmm.
think about it. It's just natural. Again, you get that feeling. It's that void. It's effortless. You don't have to do. And it's not something that you feel like you got to work at. It's just naturally you feel like it's like a next step or next level intuitively that you have to do on that one. Yeah, Jupiter 1111 said she was thinking the same thing. She came up with the keys. I could tell already. She was telling us. Maybe we're to be surprised. And that is true. That's true. Maybe we are. And some things you're not supposed to know because, again, I go by Kathy D's thing again. It's different for what? For everybody. That's right, class. It's different for everybody. We don't have the same exterior homes. Okay, let me take this other golden lights out. Hold on a second. Let me move this from the screen. Too many people here. Okay, gotcha. All right. Okay.
okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this phone
Okay.
and hope it stays alive. Can you put this in the other case for me, please? And just put it in this bag. Okay. I'm not muted. I guess I could have tried harder to not say all that. Okay.
No, no, no. Don't hurry up with the keys to union
The
before
keys to
they
union, and then the phone just evaporates. Is what happens.
Yes. We were like, ah, ah.
When I met this person, I was feeling myself. I was confident in, actually I was crumbling. I was just allowing myself to surrender to the universe, and I wasn't thinking about really being attached to anything other than myself. And they appeared. And I was in this internal, okay, God, what's next? Okay, God, what do you want me to do? And then I was with the person, everything was going as it was. Things were clearly out of balance, right? And I knew that within myself. And so I took the opportunity to say, hey, this is out of balance, or hey, if something isn't right here, and that's okay. And so we separated. And then we came back together again, but they were still masking. And and ultimately, you settle or you allow for more. And because I know we can come back together in the future being more whole, I decided to take that route because that's not what I wanted to perpetuate for my children or my child, my yet born children, as I call them. And then here, look, I got one. I got one. I got one children. Anyway, um, you know, sometimes we have these regrets or these questions of if I would have done this or if I would have said this. And in reality, everything happens in this path for this space and time. And the part of the ego of the feminine, I think, makes it attached to a specific individual, and the balance throws off when you're like, well, I want to be in union with this person, so why aren't they with me? I've done all this work and la 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 la, and you still have these expectations from God. You still have these expectations from the universe. But it's when you have no expectations and you're open, you get even more than you could ever have imagined. So if you can step into the space of saying, yes, I'm empowered, yes, I'm a beautiful woman or man, yes, I am doing what makes my heart feel joy and light, then stepping into that space of connection, stepping into that space of union is instantaneous. And then it does. That's why us as a playground, we get you into union with yourself. You go and get the special on Divine Sunshine's website to work with all of us. We help give you those keys to inner union, so you're not caring whether or not you get if you're getting closer to union, because it's staring at the clock. You can't watch a, what do they say? You can't watch a pot
Watch
waiting.
pot never boils.
There you go. There you go. How are you supposed to actually get yourself into the space when all you're doing is saying, give me, give me, give me, give me, give me, and you miss the opportunities? Because to be real, some people have to do starter relationships. Some people have to shake some stuff off before they get to their twin. And
Some people have to get rid of stuff before they can be with their twin.
true. And some people can just step into union. But the point is, the people who have entered into union, that are in union to this day, they don't sit there and they're not stuck in that, well, why aren't you enough, or why aren't I enough, or why isn't this happening yet? They just flow. So if you watch any couple in union, whether they're saying they're in union or not, they're just in the flow of it. So if you can get into that, because I've been studying Abraham Hicks, Joe Dispenza, like all these people who are working on the mind, body, connection, communication. We're not talking about our communication with the universe. We're talking about our communication with God, right? So, how do you communicate with God? Do you allow? Do you resist? Do you expect? And then, just find your balance, find your dance, but get your mind off of this person better be calling, this person better be texting me, right? Like I remember when I would give Martina some like an exercise, like we do I like the magic lotion rub, where she was focusing on herself. She's focusing on, I would say, anybody can do this, doing the positive affirmations, saying, I love myself, I'm protected, I am protected in my gifts. It's
Mm-hmm.
safe to do these activities. God always leads me. I'm always right on time. And you're rubbing this into your body. You're not saying, he's coming right now. He's got to be here. No, you're not doing that kind of anxiety for yourself. You're letting your body relax into, you're letting your body relax into self-love and acceptance, so that you can actually receive love and acceptance from another person, and they can receive that from you without the expectations. So enjoy your magic lotion rub tonight or tomorrow morning, whatever you're feeling like.
Right,
Poking that.
right, and that is so true. Most of the times, I know even with the DM, more times that he either communicates or comes forward is the times when I have really dismissed and forgotten. I mean, I wasn't expecting. I'm not putting that expectation out there. He shows up, and that just the allowance for that allows for him to show up in a more way than what I have even expected or even templated for him to even show up as well. So that's the same thing for union. Spirit is also was telling me while you were talking to another aspect. I like the triggers for you all is that again, stop thinking that you're not in union.
Most
That's another thing.
definitely.
Stop thinking that you're not in union. See, it's a difference, because a lot of times I know with me, and I'll just tell the honest, like a lot of people say, well, are you in union? Because, you talking to them and da 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 way, are you in union? And it's like, okay, now, how do I say this? Because either way I say it, you might say, if you do it this way, are you lying because he's not with you? When you do it this way, that. But we are in union already. I mean, I'm in union with myself, with the divine masculine within me. We're working that out. Same thing with him. We have exchanged energies and whatever like that. We're in union that way. Now, is he here with me at the house? Then that's a whole different definition of union. That may be a 3D or physical. I don't even say that even fits that to me. You talk about like, are we in the concept of union as society say we in union? Okay, well then that's a whole different definition. But if you say in a union, I've met him, I know him, we interact, yeah, that's union. So that's another thing. If we got to kind of get out of that concept again. This is a trigger warning and thinking out the box. This is an abstract way of thinking about it. Is that yes, when you're in union, yes. Have I met him? Yeah, we're in union. Even if you haven't met him in 50, have you communicated? Have you seen them in dreams? Well, guess what? We're in union. So that's another kind of aspect for you to say that. I think us thinking that we're not there, like we're chasing that proverbial carrot, it's also being a blockade for us to be in union too, because we keep on saying the spirit's like, well, you are, but you thinking that you're not. That's the same thing like my DM told me. We're metaphysically partners. We're together. You keep on thinking about this 3D. Why you keep on getting hanged up with that? We're metaphysically together. That's more real than us in this physical. And I said, well, I got schooled. About DM. This is not no 5D conversation. This is a 3D physical conversation I've had with him. And he schooled me on that one. So I was like, okay. So again, he's telling me from their DM mind, it's more simple than what it is. And Sean came on there and they said that it's more simple. We're making it more complicated than what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just my spin on that one. That's no one. Do you have
Well,
yeah, go on. I was about to
well,
say,
and that goes back to that, you know what you know what you know. And when you can get to that place in your life, I mean, things will start, and like the signs and stuff, you're not asking for them. You know, the universe is just gracing them with you, or the DM is just gracing you with them, and you're just getting them. Like today, I've been having to clean out my dad's house and all this stuff, and it is just a really rough day with some things out there. And as I came out and got in the car, my absolute favorite song came on that ties all the way back to 6th grade and a Halloween party with the DM. And any other time I would have said, oh, what a coincidence. But immediately I had a big smile on my face. I went, thanks, babe. I needed that. Because I knew that he was saying, I got you, babe. I got you.
right. That's union.
Mm-hmm.
That's union. That's it. So I say we got different variances of it. You got April, you got a meditation real quick. Uh for us or anything. Has anything came to mind for you?
Yes, I definitely have one. We're gonna go next to the ocean. I'm gonna hold on to my phone for dear life.
Okay.
I'm still paying for this. DM, my cash app is a will pursued. And needs to buy some
Okay. Okay.
technology that's waterproof. Anyway,
Oh Lord. Oh,
okay.
ooh.
So we're gonna send some. We're gonna. It's cool because I'm now on the phone that actually has the internet, so there should be. Okay, let me turn my camera the other way. Can I do that? No, I can't. Yes, I can. I should be able to, right?
Yeah, you should be able to.
You should.
It's just like,
Oh, I should. Oh,
Oh, that really worked. No, I'm okay, everybody close your eyes.
and imagine the beach.
Imagine the beach.
okay. All right. So I can't.
No,
You
don't
should
do that.
you should be able to, like, you're taking a picture and flip it that way.
It's StreamYard, yeah. It's
We
not
talking about
a.
the camera do the old fashioned way. If you're trying to see another view, just flip it around.
I'm
Or
just
flip
gonna do this,
there.
okay?
That's perfect.
Like
Just
before
gonna
we were able to flip cameras around. What did we have to do? No,
turn it around.
there
Okay.
you
Anyway,
go. There you go.
okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'll lead us in a mild meditation of release, and we're going to take, because you can hear the ocean pretty well and the wind, and we're going to take this opportunity to let Mama Ocean take it. Let
Okay.
her take all of that, whatever is we're holding, and we're going to release it to the ocean and let her bring us back in what we need, because ultimately some of us, and I can feel it, are in toxic relationships and we're calling them DM situations. Others of us are in just needing to release pieces of ourselves. And the last set is just this this little space where we want to get rid of the self-worth issues and um, self-worth. Hold on just a second.
You did too. I'm like, I done fell in the way. Oh my God.
Oh,
Glad I wasn't by myself, Kathy. We both went down together. Like, wait a second. Okay. I be good.
My son just found his love for the ocean today, and he never walked up to it by himself or even with me until we carried him until today. So today is his love of the ocean. We've all marked it here on the playground. Okay, so let's all take a deep breath together. Take a deep breath in, take a deep breath out. You know, if you wanted to make me big too, you could, so everybody can get a nice big view of the ocean.
Yeah, okay, I can do that. I think I can. Can I?
yeah, you
Can
Ah,
should. I thought you did.
let's if we're having another turn the camera around situation,
I?
that's the refresh button. Don't do it. Anyway,
Yeah, right, right. It's like, okay, that was it. I don't know
all
how to do
right.
it. I don't want to mess up stuff.
So let's take a deep breath.
No, no,
Let's
never do.
see. Look at how many people are in this ocean clearing themselves, allowing their bodies to naturally heal. That's what our natural tendency is as humans to be out in nature, to allow her to show us how to ultimately be in balance with our planet, in balance with ourselves, in balance with our twin. Take a deep breath in and out, in and out. And I want you to surround yourself with an egg shell. It can be thick or thin. It could be a bubble shape if you want it to be. Just surround yourself with protection. And this protection has lots of love and light in it. And and we want to recognize that the light is silver and gold, rose gold and violet. And we are safe in our little space, in our little bubble. We're gonna so take your deep breath and release. Allow that shell to get nice and thick and protected. Now that we're here together, I would like you to find where tension is in your body. Are you having a hard time breathing in? Just notice, don't judge. Are you having a hard time releasing breath? Is your heart palpitating? Does your spine feel stiff? Is it upper spine, lower spine, your neck, your shoulders? Just go ahead and give yourself a little shake. Give yourself a little release. Allow yourself to kind of sway either back and forth or round and round. Our spine is the key to our vitality. So, as you see and feel and experience these tensions in your body, I want you to breathe life into them, breathe space into them, breathe love into them, and allow that which does not serve you to loosen. It might bring up imagery or memories of being just hurt, being abandoned, being neglected, being misheard, or not heard at all. And I want you to take that experience that's placed itself in your body and allow it to come to the surface. And as it rises out of your physical body, it starts to rise out of your aura as well. And let it just float right to the shell itself, right to the bubble itself. And your guardian angels with the protection of Archangel Michael and whichever ancestors you have, allow them to help remove it from your shell, your aura. And if they have to get deep inside, whatever part of your body that is, they can reach in with love and light and remove that, untangle it from where it's woven. And you want them to let it out of you, and they can send it through the screen now to the ocean. Let the ocean come in and take that issue, that tension, that pain, that stress. Allow it to just take it from you and take it into the ocean, deep, deep, far away. Allow it to change into something else. And as you release, I want you to move a little bit more. Feel that tension a little bit. If it's still there, allow it to release deeper. Breathe into it. It often can show up as pain too. Breathe into that pain and allow it, that pain to work its way through your body from your crown down through the center column of your spine and all your chakra systems and out through your feet. And as it melts out through your feet, again, there's more guardians there that want to take it from you and bring it to this here piece of the Pacific Ocean to bless and clear it and let the ions of the oceans change it. Just as the mountain is worn down into pieces of sand, so small, by the waves, the ocean can wear away and change that issue or that pain or that tension or that fear from your body. So just sit with and breathe and allow them to remove all of this gunk from you. You want to wave around your body a little bit, back and forth, just letting the spaces come in, allowing you to feel deeper and deeper, allowing you to change more and deeper still. All right. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to seal this up. Allow your angels and ancestors to take that last little bit out for now. Sometimes it takes multiple sessions to release all of this, but know that you've done the work and you're doing the work, and the nature is here for you to help you. Now, allow the light of heaven from deep within the universe, the deepest, farthest star, God Himself, to come through and pierce through the veil, pierce through your crown with light, through your crown, your third eye, your throat, your high heart, your heart, your solar plexus, your sacral, and your root, and let it go out through your feet. All this light, and this light fills you up and fills your shell up. And as it fills you, you overflow into this bubble of protection. And this bubble itself fills up with light and love and seals all of those spaces that you just opened up, that you just released. You want to fill those with the light and love of the great I am. Ooh, there we go. Yeah. Okay. Oh, you have so much love in you, so much light in you, so much protection around you. And as that becomes so becomes the space around you, your room fills up with the light and love of the deep I am. So does the whole house or apartment building you're in, and then the whole next few apartments and houses, and then the block, and then your whole city, and now your state, and now just everywhere you are. The whole continents begin to get filled with this light from the universe through you who have processed this deeper love of self. Now waken into your body. Go ahead and move your feet around. Tap your feet on the ground. tap your sternum, come back to the now, and here we are. All right, are we still there? Did I lose you
Yeah,
guys?
here.
Okay, great. What happened? Okay, what happened? I did too much healing. Where am I now? No, just kidding. Okay, anyway.
You can't see me. I'm in another dimension.
Oh, turn the phone around. Turn the phone around. Okay.
There you go. Okay. Oh, okay. I got
How was that for you guys?
That was
nice.
wonderful.
Okay, beautiful. Excellent.
She
220. It was 222 over here when I finished.
whoa, that's mastery. Yeah,
And
that
I
is.
just and I just and I it's not like I did that on purpose because I couldn't see the phone, right?
Yeah. Yes, you
And it,
did, because you got it like that.
hallelujah.
Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes,
Yes,
yes.
sir.
All right, as we come to a closing on this here, is there any last or final thoughts about today about communication on our subject? I feel like some. Oh, that's my hair. Any final? No final thoughts. Okay. So you want me to start cueing the credits now? We go along with that.
It's so hard
To
to
say
say goodbye.
to
The
yesterday.
sandbox.
Ooh.
Ooh. To all my beauties in the chat, I love you.
Sexual chocolate.
Mic drop.
Drop the
Exactly.
mic too.
I will.
Sexual chocolate. Let me drop the mic. Let me drop the mic.
Do you
All
know
right,
the
then. If
children
you,
are future?
Lord have mercy. If you like the compilation album of the playground experience, please go to divineunisource11.co where you get all the hits. All right, then. So for real. So if you want some more singing from our own Hawaiian Queen Goddess here, and also seeing that beautiful scenery, and you want those beautiful meditations that she's also offering there, go to madeforthisgoldenlife.com for our own Golden Lifestyles Unlimited company, so you can be able to get more things to help you clear yourself spiritually and for your body as well. All right, then we have also need the glasses. All right, here we got our pineapplefishlifecoaching.com. Our own Kathy D there. She can help you to share some of her Jedi mind tricks to get your mind right. Please also know that she is also offering what is it, hypnotherapy as
Right.
well. That is
I'm
a
a
very
licensed
good.
hypnotherapist.
She's licensed. She ain't wanted to say, "Come here, little kitty, kitty. You'll be barking like a dog." No, she don't do that. That's not what we're talking about here. She's professional. She ain't one of them ones just come off the street trying to do that. So yeah, she does have a license to be able to do that. I've tried her. I think April has tried her, and Jupiter 1111 has tried her as well. Very good in helping you to correct those habits, those things that you need to be make that adjustment that you keep on habitually doing it. And you say, "I'm trying to fix it." Those things, when you have something like that, you need to go get a professional. You need to have somebody on the outside, because when it's like that and you can't stop it and you know you're trying your hardest to do, you need to go seek counsel. You need to get somebody else to help you out with that. Kathy D is the person to do that for you. And then also with me, DivineUnisouls11.co, I didn't pull any cards because it's all about what we're doing in meditation. But also, Spirit has told me, and I said, let me announce that even tonight. My love letters from the Divine Unisouls at the ending in July. So that'll be the ending of it in July. The prices will go up and there'll be something else added. And I got another product that I want to push out as well. So if you have not got your love letter from your Divine Unisoul and you want to know what's going on with them, especially if you say, I can't communicate. Well, guess what? I can communicate to them and for you. So you need to come see me to get yours. It's $14. It gives you a lot of healing, a lot of perspective, so you can understand what's actually going on with your dad. The Captain D has tried it. Judy 1111 has tried it. So okay, and a couple of people in the comments in the sandbox have tried it as well too. Very helpful in helping you to understand that. So make sure you come. And we also April mentioned that earlier about that get the package deal where you work with each one of us to be able to get something spiritually, you get something for your mind, you get something for your body as well. Make sure you get that program. It's just $92. It's 100. I mean, it's an hour. Ooh, it's almost 100, but it's an hour worth. It's more than 100 minutes a piece from all of us together. So you get an hour each from each one of us, and then we also do a program based upon your needs. And so whatever you say we do, we create one around what you want us to do as that target focus as well. So make sure that you hit and come to divineunisouls11.co to book that as well. We've got a lot of good responses for that, especially at this time, and you're trying to do something. Again, don't try to do it on your own. Get some help and get some support, especially during these times as well. And if you like the good stuff that we're doing over here on this channel, always click like, share, and subscribe to this channel so you can get the notification. You hit the smash the bell so you can be getting notifications, letting you know about when we're going live on here and when the new playground experience has been uploaded on here, which usually is 24 hours later. YouTube, shame on you. Anyway, all right then. Get us on out of here. Starting with golden light. You at the bottom, so we got to circle around this way.
Wow. Stay blessed. Stay golden.
All right, and Kathy D.
Make sure to virtually clean up around your sandbox. Take your own pails and shovels home. Empty your shoes of all sand. And always live your best life ever. See you real soon.
All right, and as always, stay uplifted, stay motivated, stay ascending. Namaste, namago. Mwah. Love you. All right, till next time on the Sandbox. See ya.
Aloha.